to all of my viewers, but I've got something special for those subscribers of mine who might be expecting a baby. Whether you are a future mother, future father, or if you're just in the beginning stages, maybe you're planning to get pregnant soon. I actually thought it would be a really cool idea to maybe help you guys, give you my opinion, Double Papa J's opinion on what you should name your baby if you haven't already figured it out. Or maybe you are trying to figure out what you would name it, if it is a male or a female, or maybe you want to even name the baby something gender neutral, just so you go ahead and just have it locked and set no matter what. So once the baby is born, especially if you don't already want to know the sex of the baby ahead of time, you can name the baby something that will be good for them, whether it is a male or a female that's being born. So I also thought that I would have a little cocktail for you guys tonight. Don't worry, I'm not going to be too under the influence when I help you name the baby. I just have this because if you are a mother who is expecting, I want to celebrate with and for you, because I know that you're not really supposed to have cocktails. Gentlemen, you can have a cocktail with me even if you are not expecting a baby or anything. Have a cocktail with me, vibe out, chill out. I'm gonna have myself some mango Pepsi with some Malibu rum. Normally, I will drink Malibu rum with just regular Pepsi, but this is a brand spanking new flavor, probably limited edition, because you know how the Coke companies do, or the soda companies do, I should say. So, yeah, I usually will do that, but this mango is amazing. I love it. I bought a 6-pack of these bottles, and I'm trying to get rid of them so I can, for good, be done with soda because it's so bad for us. But again, I figured this was a very good time to maybe have a celebratory cocktail with you guys. So the way this is gonna work is I'm going to sip on my cocktail here, and I am also going to be telling you some baby names, going through a list so you don't have to Google. I've already Googled, so you don't. I'm going to tell you what's hot right now as far as baby names are concerned. I'm going to point out the ones that I like the most. I am going to give you some ideas for maybe if you want to go more basic, but for the most part, I am telling you what's trending right now, so it's going to be quite different from your Johns or your Michaels or your Pauls. So if you're interested in hearing me whisper to you softly some great baby names, just stay tuned because they're coming. So first and foremost, I'm going to pour this cocktail out. And when I mean pour the cocktail out, I mean make the cocktail. I'm not pouring this. You don't waste any alcohol. And as I've told you before, I don't really drink a whole lot. I'm surprised I even still have some Malibu in my refrigerator right now. Little Pepsi. Malibu is something that is a little sweeter. I could definitely drink it straight normally, so I went ahead and just did half and half. Put these two off to the side. celebratory cocktail for the father or mother to be, or just anyone. Some of these I'll even go into depth a little bit and give you the meaning behind the name. Yes, I did my research. I'm a responsible drinker. So first and foremost, we're gonna start out with the top 2 trending names for males, females, and gender neutral names. So right now, one that's really hot is Oliver, and Oliver means descendant of the ancestor. Charlotte right now is a hot name for a female, and again, when I say hot, I just mean that it's trending, nothing weird. I just mean that that's what's trending right now. Most people, or a lot of people, are naming their children these names right here. Charlotte is the #1 trending female name, and it just means free. I like that. You raise a child to be carefree and worry-free and free of fear. There's so many different ways you can interpret that, but I love the name Charlotte. The #1 gender-neutral name right now is Quinn, which means descendant of Khan. The #2 trending name right now for a male is Theodore, which means give to God. Aurora is the #2 female name trending right now. And of course, you know, that was the real name of Sleeping Beauty from Disney, so I love that name. And Aurora just means dawn in Latin. And then the #2 trending name for a gender neutral is Rowan, which means from the Rowan tree. So those are the top trending names right now. Before I continue with any lists that I have on the paper, some names that really stand out to me are Andrew. So a funny thing about the name Andrew is that I don't know if I'll ever actually have kids personally, unless I adopt. But I always liked the name Andrew, and I always wanted to name my boy that if I ever raised a son. So what I did when I got my own dog, I actually named my male dog Drewski, because it's Andrew, but it's a take on the name Andrew. So it's just a very dog-friendly name, Drewski. So I think it's so cute, just like he is. So that's actually where I got the name Drewski from. Female names, as you've already heard, I love the name Aurora, but I also love, and I know Blanche Devereaux from Golden Girls would hate me because she hated the name Aurora. I think when her daughter named her child Aurora, she just hated it with a passion, and she let her know too. You should not let your kid know that the name that you picked out for your child is ugly or disgusting. No, you love that baby the same. And that's just my opinion on that matter. Moving on. I also love the name, right off the bat here. I love Ava, which the name Ava means to breathe and to live. So those are my top names. I'm also going to, like I said, when I am telling you these other names that I Googled, I'm also going to be telling you some of their meanings, and I'm probably going to discover some more that I like too. So just stick with me here. I'm bound to tell you something that you're going to like. Another cool thing that I like, obviously, is if you're a little bit more traditional and you like more basic names or you want to go more biblical. My name is biblical. My name being Joseph, that's very biblical. But what I was getting ready to say is if you want to go more traditional and name your child a combination of names, maybe from your granddad or your mom or your dad, that's always a really neat idea. Paying homage and honor to them. Or if you want to go full scale with that idea and name them Junior. My brother actually has a junior, named his first son completely after him, which I thought was cool. So that's always a really neat idea. I think I was technically named after my granddad. My granddad actually passed on my birthday last year, but I'm pretty sure I was named after him because his name was also Joseph. My middle name actually came from my dad's mom's maiden name. So, so a lot of people do that kind of thing. I am a little bit more, like if I had a kid, I would probably be a little bit more modern with it, like choose something from here, or also do my own spin on one of these names. But that's just me. Whatever you decide to name your kid, just raise the child with love, support, and responsibility. That's all I've got to say. And you'll be on track to being an amazing parent no matter what you name your kid. So let's continue here. Our celebratory cocktail is so good. Let me just tell you that right now, it's so good. So right off the bat here, I'm already seeing some more names that I love. Eden is a gender-neutral name. Like I said, the gender-neutral ones, for me, are amazing. But another reason why they're amazing is you can pretty much lock a name right now without really knowing the actual true gender of the baby. One of my nieces actually has a name Dylan, which is a very gender-neutral name. So I think that is an amazing name. This one that I'm looking at right now is Echo, which quite literally means reverberating sound. I used a lot of that when I did my intro song for my channel. Eden means paradise. One name that I love is Orion. I love the name Orion. I think that's a beautiful name. Skylar, also a very nice gender-neutral name. But Orion means mountain dweller. I also love the name Ruby for a female. It means red gemstone, ember, which, in my opinion, is kind of a really neat take on amber. But ember means a spark or just a flame that's burning low. I love that name. Maybe I do want a child. No. Okay, so a really cool one that comes to mind right now is Silas, which when I looked that one up, it meant man of the forest. I could definitely see an opportunity to pay homage right there. Or if you are a hippie, for instance, Rowan would be cool. It literally means from the Rowan tree. And that's a pretty neat name too. I've only heard that a handful of times in my lifetime. I know it was a character from Scream 3 who happened to be Mel. So, that's another pretty neat idea. If you have a TV show that you love, a movie series, and they have some really good ideas in cinema now for names that I've never heard of before, that's also a really really cool idea is if you wanted to pay homage to a movie or a TV series, you come up with some really neat stuff that way. Again, just ask my brother and his wife. They've got some really cool names for their children from movies and shows. So, yeah, really cool idea. You've got Ava, which is more than just a pop star. I love her music, but anyway, Ava Max, for those of you who don't know. But Ava literally means to breathe and to live. Some more really popular names right now from males is Jasper, which when I googled said that it was basically a take on Casper, which is the friendly ghost. But yeah, I like the names Jasper, Casper. Ethan is a really big one right now. Felix, I love the name Felix. That's actually a character in one of my favorite video games, Dead by Daylight. He's also very attractive for a male video game character. But anyway, Levi is a really cool name. Levi actually means to join in harmony, which basically is an amazing name for a child, because that's basically what you do when you're conceiving a child out of love, especially, is you're joining in harmony and you're making a beautiful child. I think that's a really cool name. They have Amelia, which I have heard Amelia a lot. I actually know a few people named Amelia. That's actually in the top 10 female names. I really think that's a really cool name too. I didn't look that one up, but one that I did look up is Miles, for a male name, meaning soldier. Another really cool gender neutral name. I know I'm kind of going all over the place here, but I'm looking at these and different names are speaking to me. So, there's one that I really like named Sage. That's actually number 4 right now for a gender neutral name, Sage, which is also a very cool herb when you're making dressing. Not stuffing, but dressing at Thanksgiving time. You make your chicken dressing with some poultry seasoning and sage. Delicious. But all in all, it's just a really pretty name. Ezra, Asher. Again, these are gender neutral ones that we're on right now. Ezra, Asher, Logan. I know several Logans. I've always loved that name. I know more males named Logan than females, but it is a gender neutral name. Charlie, of course. Ashley is very gender neutral. I have known a few Ashleys that are male in my lifetime, and a lot of female Ashleys as well. That's actually not on these lists that I have before me. That's more of a common name. Ashley is a very classic common name. And another neat idea, since we're on the name Ashley, is changing the spelling. If you want to name your kid something a little bit more common, or name your child after a relative or a movie star or something like that, put your own little spin on it. I've seen Ashleys that were spelled Ashleigh before, or like Kaylee, Kayleigh, or just the name Lee, Leigh. You get the drift. I actually, for a long time, wanted to rename or get a name change myself. I wanted to change the spelling of my name because Joseph, so many people get that wrong. You probably wouldn't begin to imagine some of the name tags that I've been assigned at some of my jobs. And I've had to hand them back because a lot of people like to either put Joe. Okay, first and foremost, don't shortchange me by calling me Joe, okay? Or Joseph. A lot of people are so used to calling Joseph's Joe that they put Joesph. So for a long time, I just wanted to set myself apart and go by Jocif. And my parents were like, "Are you serious? That's crazy. That's weird." But anyway, I digress. But yeah, cool idea is you can always put your own take on something by changing the spelling as well. More male names that are really popping right now are Owen, Gabriel, Elijah, another biblical name. I love the name Elijah. We've got Isaac, Arthur. William is still very popular despite being a little bit more of a common name. William is on this list of more popular names. Caleb, Sebastian, Grayson, which Grayson for me is more of a gender neutral name. I've known a lot of people by the same gender, mostly in TV and film, named Grayson. I think that's a really cute name though. Theo, Landon, Jackson. If you do it correctly, I think what is sometimes typically used as a last name could very well be a first name, like Jackson. Jameson, I love the name Jameson. Their whiskey's good too. So, some more are Connor, Elias, Thomas, Callium. I know Callium is real big in the UK right now as a name, or just Callum. But I've heard of both Callium and Callum. Gavin is a really pretty name to me. Hudson, that's another one where those last names really work as a first name. Xavier and Xander, I love those names that starts with an X. Another one that's on this list that I actually am kind of shocked is on this list. I actually thought this was another name I kind of thought of when I was growing up and trying to decide, okay, what would be my son's middle name? Malachi, Andrew Malachi. I love the name Malachi. Albeit I'm not the most religious person, but I love the name Malachi from the Bible. So, yeah, those are some really nice boy names that stick out to me from this list. But don't fret because I am about to go over some more female names that I love as well. Just gotta have a little bit more in my cocktail because, like I said, our celebratory drink should not go to waste. For those of you who have already figured out the lighting situation for this one too, I've got the pink for the females. I've got the blue over here for the males, and together we got a nice little purple ombre, which is a gender neutral color, meaning royalty. Purple is actually my favorite color, and then probably blue. But anyway, you didn't come here to learn what my favorite colors are. You came here to probably either relax for one, but you may also be here for name ideas for your child. So let's keep rolling with that, okay? So female names. Lily is pretty classic. Abigail. Oh, this is a cool one. Evangeline. That's unique, and it's also on the Aurelius. So Aurelia is pretty unique too for a female. That's pretty cool. Mila, Kaya, L'Oreal, like the shampoo, L'Oreal. I've got Phoebe. Let me see, what else do I like? Autumn, that's a pretty name. Autumn. Which is my favorite part of fall, which is also my favorite season. And also too, I think I know of a few autumns, again from TV and film. There was a season of Hell's Kitchen with a female named Autumn. I really liked her, but she was kind of a snob. A lot of people didn't get along with her. But anyway, I digress. Dahlia is a really cool name. Clementine is more so just me thinking out loud reading this, because I probably would not name my kid Clementine. But then again, someone named their child Apple. Who was that? If you know who that was, comment down below. I'm not sure. Gwyneth Paltrow, maybe. I'm not really sure. I know it's a celebrity, and I really don't keep up much with celebrities and their children and all the gossip and stuff like that. So, but I know someone named their child Apple. I do know that. Let me see. Jane is a really nice, simple name. Vera, I like the name Vera. Let me see. Elodie is a really cool name. Again, there is a character named Elodie on Dead by Daylight. That's a really cool spin on Melody. Just drop the M. I like that name a lot though, Elodie. I could see me maybe in the future getting a female dog and naming it Elodie, because obviously that's what I do, since I don't really know about kids in my future. Florence and the Machine. Imogen is a really cool name. It's a pretty name. I know that's also a musical artist, Imogen. Aaliyah is also on here. I know a lot of Aaliyahs and different spellings of Aaliyah. The one on this list here is spelled like the late great musician Aaliyah, Aaliyah. But I know that there is also Alia, Alea, Aliah, things like that. So again, so many different names to personalize whatever you choose. It's really cool. I love that. So one thing I wanted to say, if you are on here actually trying to get a name idea for your baby, first and foremost, thank you for clicking on, choosing me of all people to try to help you. Thank you so much for that. But also too, congratulations. You are going to be an amazing parent. Like I said, just be responsible, be loving and supportive. Those are the three main components to me about being a good parent. Can't stress those three enough. Be loving, be supportive, and be responsible. So let's get on to these gender neutral names. We've got Willow. Life is a willow. Sorry, I felt like singing Taylor Swift for 2 seconds. Willow's a pretty name. I believe when I googled that, that also had references to like a willow tree or something like that. But not being literal, it's a very nice name. Harper, Luca, Avery, Orion, like I mentioned earlier. That's a really pretty name. Noah. I've only really ever heard Noah being a male name, but that's really cool as gender neutral. So it could go female as well. That's awesome. Addison is a pretty name. SSY is on this list. Sawyer, Kieran. Again, just kind of listing off the ones that I like the most on this list. Hadley is pretty cool. Ash, except for Clementine. Still not really sold on Clementine, but if you want to name your child after a fruit, awesome. Zephyr, I love the name Zephyr. Reminds me again of a popular song by Red Hot Chili Peppers, Fly Away All You Zephyrs. Reese, Cadence. Cadence is a very pretty name. Reagan, Austin. I didn't really know Austin was gender neutral, but that's a cool name as well. Evan, Dakota, Ashton, Salem, like the cat from Sabrina the Teenage Witch. You know, I am just now in my mid-30s watching Sabrina the Teenage Witch for the very first time, the original. I eventually, after I watched the original, because I never was really big into it as a child, but after I watch that, I probably will watch the newer series that's a few years old now. It's a lot darker from what I hear. They literally worship Satan or something like that. But let's leave that out of this video while we're talking about children. Even though I guess a lot of people say about other people's children that they're the spawn of Satan, which I don't really think is nice, but I guess in a way it belongs in this video and relates a little bit. But anyway, Ariel, I love the name Ariel. It reminds me of The Little Mermaid. So yeah, those are my favorite from this list here. If you're still here with me, thank you so much for supporting me in my crazy little ideas. Before I let you go, I also have 3 top 10 lists of names that are unique, that are, I'm not really sure if these are actually trending right now. It just says that they're unique. And the crazy part is I've actually heard of a lot of these names before, but I think a lot of the more unique ones and the ones that I like the most actually are from the gender neutral. Go figure. I think there's just a lot more variety when you drop the male or female aspect of the name. But given this list and given, you know, considering everything you have, TV, film references, musician references, the traditional references, you really have so many choices. That's why it's so hard for parents, and that's why you're here, right? So, the top 10 unique boy names, and a few of these are repeats. I think I've actually already mentioned a few of these, but I'm gonna tell you again. The top unique boy names are Alistair, Kieran, Brighton, Lucian, Evander, Edmund, Elliot with 1 L, Finn, which I like the spelling of that, Fynn. Also, just so happens to be the name of one of my favorite wrestlers in WWE, Finn Balor, if he's even still there. I honestly haven't really paid attention to wrestling in a hot minute, but anyway. Caine, Caine, and Calix, Calix. Those are the top 10 unique names. And also too, if you want as a reference where I got a lot of these names from, I website was just babynames.com or babynamemeanings.com. They literally tell you the meaning of everything that you type in, which is really neat. If you want to be more symbolic and even put in a word, let's say, that describes a mood or describes what you feel about your future child, hopefully it's something nice. You can even Google and probably come up with names that are synonymous to that word. Probably will even mean the word that you typed in. So the top unique girl names are Abrielle. Oh, that's pretty. Imogen, we've already discussed that. Erilyn, Cordelia, Aislinn, Aislin, Aven, Aven, that's pretty. Coralie, Arwen, Blythe, Blythe. What up, Blythe? I'm just kidding. Or Cicely. The top 10 gender neutral names are Darcy, Lux, Kaylin. I like the spelling of Kaylin here. Caelan. Rain. Again, Raine. I love that. Avalon, Greer, Greer, which is typically a last name, but I could also see how that would work as a first name too. Reagan, Rain, the correct, well, I wouldn't say the correct spelling, but the traditional spelling of Rain, Rain. Indigo, I like the name Indigo actually. I wouldn't name my child after a fruit per se, maybe not, but a color. I could see that, like violet, indigo. I think that's pretty. Kylie. Here it's spelled Kiley, but you know the first thing I think of is Kylie Minogue. Can't get you out of my head. Kylie. So yeah, that is pretty much my list that I pulled from Google, and I told you what my favorites were. If you know of some baby names that maybe I did not mention here, or if there are some names that stood out to you the most that you loved, comment down below. Again, if people are actually watching this video tonight, and the chances of coming up with baby names, and I don't help them, maybe you will. Guys, thank you so much for vibing with me here tonight and for joining me for a celebratory cocktail celebrating your future child being born, or even just celebrating you clicking into the video. I appreciate it. Listening to me whisper and my soft-spoken tone. I really appreciate those of you who have complimented my voice for ASMR too. I really appreciate that. That really makes me feel good. That's one of the things I actually wasn't sure about when I decided to start ASMR, because you really have to have a pretty good voice for it, and I like to think that I do have a soothing tone. So thank you to those of you who have reiterated that to me and made me feel like I do, and make me feel like a part of the community. I will keep rolling out videos for you and being creative like this for you guys. If you enjoyed this video, please thumbs it up, like it, especially if it helped you. If this video did help you and you decided to potentially, I know you probably still have time to think of a name, but if you potentially thought of a name for your child, please comment below what that name was that you got for me, even if you didn't get it for me. I want to know what your child's name's going to be. Again, congratulations. One other thing I did not mention, if you are adopting a child, you are amazing for doing so, first and foremost. And also, congratulations to you as well. I'm not going to leave you out. Adopting is an amazing experience, especially if you cannot have your own child, or maybe you do not want to go through the whole experience. To all of the future parents, congratulations, best of luck. You are going to do an amazing job. To all of my viewers, if you haven't already and you enjoy my content, especially me doing videos like this, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend about what I'm doing here on YouTube for the ASMR community. And comment down below if you like this idea, if you want me to do more things like this in the future. You guys have an amazing night, day, evening, morning, whatever it is, whatever time you're watching this. Stay beautiful. If you're having a kid, raise that beautiful child with love, responsibility,